Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, and in this video I will show you that how you can do brake bleeding of any motorcycle and a scooter. Now the first question is that why we need to do brake bleeding. So brake bleeding is nothing but just to remove some trapped air bubbles from this system. Now why this air bubble goes inside this brake system? So suppose you change this master cylinder, or you change this pipe, or you done some work on brake caliper, you done its repairing, rebuilding, then this air will go inside this brake system, and even a small amount of air trapped in this brake system, it will make the brakes ineffective. So if you'll see here, I just replaced this master cylinder and air came in this system, and this brake is not working. It is completely ineffective. There is no pressure left in this brake system, and there is no fluid also inside this one. So whenever even a small amount of air will go inside the system, it will stop working. Now why it stops working? So if you will see here, this is an empty syringe, and if I will press here like this, see, you can see here, this is compressible and spongy. The air is compressible, you can see here, okay, and it is spongy. Same type of cylinder and pistons are there inside this master cylinder, and whenever air goes inside this one, you will feel the brake is ineffective and spongy. But here suppose there is a brake fluid inside, and if you will try to compress this one, even if you will try your level best, you will not able to move even a single here. So if there is no air bubbles in the brake system, it will become effective, it will work very efficiently. So this is the cause why we need to remove air bubbles from this system. So let's do the brake bleeding. Brake bleeding is what? We have to remove trapped air bubbles from this system. Now what are the components present in the brake system? So here is the master cylinder, and this is the pipe which connects master cylinder, and bottom if you'll see, here is the brake caliper. So up there is one piston that you can say a spool, and here there are two pistons. So whenever you are pressing the brake there, so pressure is applied by the master cylinder pistons, and this fluid presses the pistons here, and the brake pads hold this disc and brake is applied. So what we have to do here, basically we have to remove all the trapped air bubbles from this system, and that process is going to be very easy. So here is bleeding nipple, and with the help of this bleeding nipple we'll do brake bleeding. So just keep this handle straight, yeah, so this is the correct position, keep it straight, okay. And so here I am removing cap of this master cylinder. This is the new master cylinder, yeah. So here's the cap, here is the plastic cover, and here is the bladder, diaphragm you can tell, and this is our new master cylinder. So before starting the brake bleeding, make sure that here there are two holes, this big one and the small one. So big one is okay, it never becomes clogged, but here a small one, you can see this is very small. So this should be open. If it is not open, it is clogged, then you will never able to do the brake bleeding. So it is very important that this hole should be not clogged. And here in this case it is new master cylinder, so we don't have to worry. And suppose if it is clogged, fluid will not go inside, and it is impossible to do the brake bleeding. Even the reverse brake bleeding will be not possible here. Fluid will not able to come outside from this hole. And here at the bottom, this bleeding nipple should also be completely healthy and its hole should not be clogged. So if it is clogged, you will again not able to do the brake bleeding. So you can see here, here is the hole here. So fluid should able to enter from here and it will able to come outside from here. So you have to take care that these holes should not be clogged. If it is clogged, you'll never able to do the brake bleeding. You can see the fluid is coming outside from this hole, so it is perfectly okay. So I am putting back this nipple here and I have to tight it. Just hand tight because we need to open it after few minutes. Now here I have to fill this master cylinder with the brake fluid. Now which brake fluid we have to use? So on this cap it's written dot 3 or dot 4, you can use any one, and here I am using dot 3. You can see here it is dot 3. So I am filling this master cylinder with dot 3 brake fluid. You can see here. You have to be very careful and don't spill the brake fluid here and there. So we reached a decent limit. Okay. Now see how I am doing brake bleeding here. So I am simply using a syringe here and I am removing its piston part, and after that I am attaching a pipe here. So before attaching here, I am attaching it here. So sometimes it becomes difficult. Yeah. So it is okay now. And now here I am attaching this syringe here. You can see here this syringe. Yeah, it is looking normal now. And now what I will do, I will open this bleeding nipple here. I will lose this one slightly. Yeah, just don't lose it too much, and we have to wait for the fluid to come outside. Okay, and at the same time take care that there is enough brake fluid in the master cylinder, otherwise air will enter in this system. So yeah, lose it and wait for the fluid to come outside from here. And if you don't want to wait, or if fluid is not coming outside, so just put this piston inside this syringe, and yes, it should be airtight. So try to suck it here like this, like this. It should be airtight. Yeah, so fluid started to come outside. You can see here. So fluid is coming outside. You can see here. And I have to check the master cylinder. So I refilled this master cylinder with enough brake fluid. And now we'll go at the bottom. So you can see here. This fluid is coming outside. So we have to take out this piston, and you can see here now some bubbles are coming outside. Yeah, so I removed the piston here, and we'll see this fluid is coming outside, and we will wait until there is no bubbles coming outside. So it's okay, and must take care of the brake fluid in the master cylinder. So I refilled the cylinder with brake fluid, and I think now no air bubbles is coming outside. So I think it is good to stop this process. So yeah, here I am stopping this process by putting this piston, and yeah, so this brake bleeding is done, and I will try to press a small amount fluid inside the caliper, and it will go to the master cylinder. You can see it is going in the reverse direction, you can see here. And if you will do reverse brake bleeding, the excess fluid will come inside this master cylinder, and I think it is time to tie this bleeding nipple. You can see here I have to tie this bleeding nipple here. So the all process are done here. Yeah, and this is over, and this is very simple. You can follow it, and it is 100% successful. Yeah, you have to tight this one. Yes, the bleeding is over, and we have to remove this pipe from here. Yes, and be careful, don't spill this brake fluid here and there. And if some fluids are outside, must wash it with soap and water, otherwise it will spoil your paint. So yeah, it's over, and tight it. It's perfect, and we'll put cover here. Must clean the brake fluid, it will damage the uh, paint. Now here in this caliper I also replaced the brake pads, and pistons are inside. So you have to press this lever 2-3 times to gain its pressure, because pistons will readjust itself. So you can see here, you have to just press it a few times slowly. Yeah, you can see here now pressure came here in this brake lever. You can see here I can't press it so easily, and this brake bleeding is successful. Okay, so now the level of fluid is correct, and we will clean this one. Yeah, clean this one nicely, you can see here. And after that we'll pack it. We have to pack it carefully, it should not spill here and there. So I am putting this bladder here. Yeah, nicely, and this plastic part, and finally this cap here. And its screws. Perfect. So in this way you can do brake bleeding of any motorcycle and a scooter, and it is very easy process. You have to just follow the steps and it will become very easy. And you can see this brake bleeding is successful, and must wash all the places where brake fluids are there, where brake fluids are spilled. So in this case this is completely done. So if there is similar problem in your motorcycle and a scooter and your brakes are feeling ineffective or spongy, you can do brake bleeding like this, and you can do the brake fluid flushing in the same way. What is that one, that I will explain in another video. So in this way it is done. So please like this video, share it among your friends and family, and at last thank you for watching. We'll meet in next video.